Year 3, it's Miss Hewer here. I'm a little bit croaky today. I've got a bit of a sore throat, so I'm really sorry if I'm a bit quiet. Um, I hope you had a lovely weekend. I know Saturday was quite rainy, but Sunday the weather improved a lot. So we didn't get as wet. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed a bit of a rest, and now we're ready for some learning. Today we're going to be focusing on another poem. It's called The Sound Collector, and today we're going to be exploring it, and then I'll let you know what we're doing tomorrow when we do it. So let me do my little thing of moving things around. So today is Monday the 8th of June, and this is the poetry lesson 4 for Indigo, Amber and Jade in Year 3. So if you're not one of those people, head over to Mr. Loz's poetry videos instead. We know the signs now, there's no reason to go back over them, they're there just in case you've forgotten. Today you're only going to need a pencil, piece of paper and yourselves, okay? So yeah, make sure you've got those, head off and go and get them, pause the video if you haven't got them already, ready for the lesson. So I'll give you a couple of minutes to do that while you pause the video. So today you are going to be able to understand the features of a poem, and you're going to be able to understand the features of a poem. You can answer questions based on a poem, and you can look for clues in the poem to help you answer those questions. Pause the video while you write the date and the LI on your piece of paper. Okay, so today's poem is called The Sound Collector, and it is written by the poet Roger McGough. This is a picture of him on the left hand side of the screen. Now he is a lot older than maybe you're used to, but sometimes poetry that's been written quite a while ago is still really useful, and we can learn an awful lot of it from it. So, your challenge, I'm going to pause the video in a moment while you've listened to your challenges. You're going to think about what you think the poem The Sound Collector is about. What do you think it's about? What do you think it might have in it? What do you think it might mean? Yeah. What is the sound collector? So that's your challenge. So pause the video while you write down what you think the sound collector poem is about. Okay. I've come up with lots of good ideas. My ideas for it, the sound collector, I think is something to do with somebody or something collecting all the different sounds we hear. It might be in a certain place, it might be outside, it might be inside, I don't know. So let's learn about it together. So this is the poem. I'm going to read it through once, and then I found a lovely video of the poet Roger McGough actually reading it for us, so you'll hear it twice. The Sound Collector by Roger McGough. A stranger called this morning, dressed all in black and grey, put every sound into a bag and carried it away. The whistling of a kettle, the turning of the lock, the purring of the kitten, the ticking of the clock, the popping of the toaster, the crunching of the flakes. When you spread the marmalade, the scraping noise it makes. The hissing of the frying pan, the ticking of the grill, the bubbling of the bathtub as it starts to fill. The drumming of the raindrops on the window pane. When you do the washing up, the gurgle of the drain. The crying of the baby, the squeaking of the chair, the swishing of the curtain, the creaking of the stair. A stranger called this morning. He didn't leave his name. Left us only silence. Life will never be the same. So I'm going to go on to this. I don't need to press this because I already have it up and working here. So let's have a look.
The Sound Collector. A stranger called this morning, dressed all in black and grey, put every sound into a bag and carried them away. The whistling of the kettle, the turning of the lock, the purring of the kitten, the ticking of the clock, the popping of the toaster, the crunching of the flakes. When you spread the marmalade, the scraping noise it makes. The hissing of the frying pan, the ticking of the grill, the bubbling of the bathtub as it starts to fill, the drumming of the raindrops on the window pane, when you do the washing up, the gurgle of the drain, the crying of the baby, the squeaking of the chair, the swishing of the curtain, the creaking of the stair. A stranger called this morning. He didn't leave his name. He left us only silence. Life will never be the same.
That was a lovely retelling of this poem. And that was a poem, Roger McGuff performing his own poem, The Sound Collector. So I really enjoyed that. I quite enjoyed, did you see the shadow here? The shadow was collecting those sounds. So let me have a look. So, let's discuss this poem. Now, this poem was quite a lot of rhyme it had in it, didn't it? It had lots of different verses of different lengths. A lot of it rhymed, every other line rhymed, and it told us lots of information. Now, in the first verse, it tells us that somebody came to, I think it's a house. And it says it's a stranger, somebody who didn't know. And it tells us what they were dressed in. They were dressed in black and grey, and they put all the sounds into a bag and took them away. But at this point, it doesn't tell us whether the sound collector is a male or female person, does it? Now, every line, it describes the item with a sound verb. So, a kettle, an old-style kettle, makes a whistling noise. So the whistling of the kettle. And when you turn a lock, when you open the door, it makes a noise, doesn't it? So the turning of the lock. The kitten purrs. So the purring of the kitten, the ticking of a clock, the popping of the toaster. Do you notice that line 2 and 3 always rhyme? Okay? Grey and away, lock and clock, flakes and makes. What else do you notice? Well, I notice there's a lot of ing words, sound verbs, and they tell us the noise the noun makes. So, for example, if we had a car, we could say the brumming of a car, or better still, would be almost the purring of the car. I describe my car to purr, unless it's not feeling well and then it ticks. A lot of the sentences, a lot of the lines start with the. Do you notice again the second and fourth line? They rhyme. Pain and drain. The fourth verse tells us all about the frying pan and the bubbling of the bathtub. It's when you got all your bubbles as it starts to fill. But on the fifth verse, it tells us where the noise is happening. So the drumming of the raindrops happens on the window pane. And then when you do the washing up, it tells us the gurgle is happening in the drain. But finally, in the last verse, it gives us a clue to whether this stranger might be male or female. So, a stranger called this morning. He didn't leave his name. Left us only silence. Life will never be the same. So we found out that it's a male person or somebody who identifies as male. And what did he leave us with? No noise at all, just silence. So, our last activity today is some question time. So I'm going to go through some questions and you're going to answer them on your piece of paper. And then I'm going to explain what we're going to do tomorrow because you're going to have to do a little bit of research for me. Who is the sound collector? Pause the video while you write down your answer. So the sound collector is a stranger. We don't know them. So it's a stranger who we've never met before. And they're dressed all in black and grey. Well done if you got that right. Where did the sound collector put the sounds? Pause the video while you write down your answer. Yes, that's right. They put them into a bag. They stored them in their bag. I wonder what their bag looks like. Maybe you can draw a picture of their bag, what you imagine, because it's all about your imagination. What sound verb is used to describe the bathtub? Oh, we did look at this verb, and I do like this verb, especially when I have a bath. Okay, pause the video and write down your answer. That's right, it was bubbling. Oh, bubbles. Gotta have bubbles. Do you think the sound collector is male or female? Remember, it gave us a clue in that last verse. Can you think back? Pause the video while you answer the question. That's right, he's male. Do you remember in the last verse it tells us he didn't leave his name, so it reminds us. I don't know if I can go to pen. It's not letting me at the moment. No. Yeah, it reminds us that he is male. Well done if you got that right. Okay, so tomorrow. Today's been quite a quick video. I'm hoping to feel better tomorrow so I can make a slightly longer video for you. Tomorrow we will be looking at different features of poetry, and we're going to be using the sound collector poem to help us. So we are going to be looking at something called onomatopoeia. We're going to be looking at alliteration and rhyme. So if you want to do a bit of home learning, well, of course you're doing home learning. You know what I mean. If you want to do some extra, you can go and find out what those words mean. Okay, I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you for watching the video, and I cannot wait to see your work. Remember to send it to yr3@grange.sch.uk. See you guys later. Bye.